Right. So in this video, I am going to explain to you how you can do three things. The first thing I'm going to explain to you is how you can dramatically lower your costs to acquire SaaS customers for your business, particularly if you're running a B2C SaaS. The second thing I'm going to explain to you in this video is how you can avoid spending thousands of dollars in ad spend to acquire customers for your B2C SaaS, and how you can acquire customers practically for around $5 a day if you systematically follow our strategies. And the third thing I'm going to explain to you in this video, how you can avoid spending tons of time posting redundant content in order to acquire customers for your SaaS. Now, who are we and why should you care about what we have to say? Well, you should care about what we have to say because we work specifically with your target, with your sort of company, which are B2C SaaS companies. We help them acquire customers for their SaaS systematically and predictably without creating complex funnels or doing time consuming marketing that detracts them away from their primary focus, which is actually creating a great software product. We do this through our specific and low cost digital marketing strategies. Now, I've kind of gone over a little bit about who we are and what we're going to explain to you in this video. So, now I'm going to draw your attention to solving your problems. So, the first one here is how do you actually dramatically lower your ad costs for your SaaS? Now, I want you to envision that this is a conveyor belt. Obviously, not the greatest depiction of a conveyor belt, but this is kind of driving towards my point. Here at the end are customers who are super warm. These are customers who are ready to buy. They are right here. They're going to buy right now, and they want to buy your SaaS subscription right now. Of the 100% of consumers that are out there today, maybe like 2% of customers are in this base. 98% of customers are non buyers right now and are not interested in buying at this current moment. They could be interested in buying in the future, but they're not interested in buying right now. So, the reason why your ad costs are so high and how you can lower them is because right now you're probably focusing specifically on the 2% of customers right here who are actively buying things. And that's not going to work for you because those you're competing against thousands of other SaaS companies who are looking for those 2% of customers who are willing to buy things right now. Instead, you should be focusing on the 98% of customers right here who may be willing to buy in the future but are not willing to buy right now. You want to nurture these customers from non buyers and get them over here to the section where they're willing to buy. This will dramatically lower your ad costs for your SaaS. So, now I'm going to explain to you how you can avoid spending thousands of dollars on ads running such a strategy. So the important thing you need to understand here is you need to create a ecosystem around your SaaS content. At the top, this has got to be traffic. This is going to be ads that are going to be running to cold traffic, people who you haven't seen before, people who you haven't met before, and people who, quite frankly, don't know about your offer. The whole goal of these bits of content are to educate your target customer. Your goal is to make them a lot more knowledgeable about what their problem is, what your solution is, and the most important thing here is you're not going to try to get them to buy something from you. Don't get them to buy something for you. Instead, I want you to send them to your content hub. And we're going to talk about how you can actually create content in a second that systematically acquires customers for your SaaS. But the important thing you need to recognize here is that you do not want to be sending them straight to your subscription page. The reason for this is because if you do that, you're targeting again the 2% of people who are willing to buy. And 98% of people are not willing to convert. So you're going to be spending a shit ton of money trying to get someone to convert to your offer. So instead, what you do is we try to nurture these non buyers into buyers by sending them to our content hub. I recommend YouTube. It's probably a great place to create content. I'm going to explain to you how you can actually systematically create content on that in the following bullet point here. And then the next thing you want to do after you've created content and driven your cold traffic to this content is, first of all, you want to make sure that they're continuously seeing your videos. And the way you do that is through something called retargeting ads. I'm sure some of you may have heard of it, some of you have not heard of it, but these are basically ads you send to people who have already watched your content. If these people already watch your content, they're already knowledgeable about what you do and what it is that you offer them, and you're just keeping on staying in front of them. And after you stay in front of them for a certain amount of time, and these ads are the ones that you can put a conversion driving mechanism to. You can put a conversion driving mechanism to them because you've warmed up your traffic. If you look at the page I mentioned above, uh, one second here. If you look at the page I mentioned above, these are the traffic you are trying to convert from non-buyers to buyers. And you do that through creating these content and through creating retargeting ads. And how do you avoid spending tons of time posting content? You do something what I call problem and belief building. There's two important goals that you need to achieve through your content. The first thing you need to achieve through your content is actually addressing the buyer's problems, which I've talked about here. You've got to make sure that your buyer is knowledgeable, that you understand their problem, what their perspective is on their problem, and why they're struggling with their problem. And you present your SaaS as a solution to their problem. That's crucial. That's one bit of content. And the other bit of content that you want to create is belief building content. Now, what is belief building content? Belief building content is essentially content which inculcates the right beliefs in the consumer's mind, who's right here, that wants to get them to buy your product. What do you need them to believe in order to sign up for your SaaS? Like, for instance, if someone is selling like a productivity SaaS, for instance, people need to believe that they can dramatically improve their productivity by utilizing a particular tool or a particular technique or something that is super relevant to your SaaS offer. By combining these two, you start inculcating the right mentality in the customer that gets them interested in buying your product. And you don't have to spend tons of time doing this. You only have to spend some time creating specific videos addressing each of these points. I would say, honestly, you can get started by creating something like 20, 25 videos and then starting creating an ecosystem around it and start building out your entire ads and content hybrid infrastructure. Now, if you want help actually doing this and you want help someone working with you, we do offer a personalized help with this. It's called our Trust Battery system. That's the system I mentioned here. And you can book a value call with us if you want to talk about this. It's not a sales call. We will help you come up with a clear strategy to get paying customers for your SaaS quickly. We will first discuss the objective of your SaaS. We'll help you come up with a good marketing strategy based off our system. And if you want further help beyond the call, we do offer consulting deals. We can talk about that later. And it's only a one time payment. If you enjoy working with us, then you can work with us further. And if you want that, book a link in the call below. Book a link in the description below. Thanks for watching.